Hi, my name is Alicia, and today I want to talk about a function in Microsoft Dynamics D365 Finance and Supply Chain that I've seen for a while, but I really had no use case for it. So there's a function in the system called Financial Dimension Default Templates. And until today, I really didn't know why somebody would use it. In my mind, I couldn't really rationalize, where would you use this? Why would you use this? So today I came across a scenario where it's really beneficial and helpful. And so I want to share it with you so maybe you too can take advantage of it. To see the setup for this, it's under General Ledger. And then under Dimensions, you're going to see Financial Dimension Default Templates here. So Financial Dimension Default Templates. What are they? Where do I use them? Why do I care? All right, first off, you're going to use these, or a place to use these is on Pending Vendor Invoices. So if you have a pending vendor invoice, you can actually select this Financial Dimension Default Template. So when you're doing an invoice, if you say, hey, I want this particular invoice to be spread across different financial dimensions, or maybe I just want to say, hey, I'm ordering office supplies for IT, and then I can pick that template and it'll automatically populate the financial dimensions for me. That's why where it's used. That's why you would use it. So let me show you an example. So here's a couple examples set up. And again, these are set up a little bit elaborately, but then we'll set up a basic one as well. But like this one for advertising. What the system is saying is when this template is used, that you want 24% of it to go to these financial dimensions, you want 36% to go to these financial dimensions, 16% to these financial dimensions, and then a 24% to go to these financial dimensions. So that way, whenever you're actually using this template, the system knows how to spread that cost across the different financial dimensions, which is really cool. Once you get this set up, you can always go here to options and say validate data integrity. And what it's going to do is it's going to be this default dimension, and then you give it a date and whatever, and then you can say run. And it's actually making sure that those different financial dimension combinations are actually valid. So it's a good thing to do because you may have your account structure set up in such a way that this department has to go with this business unit and stuff like that. So you want to make sure you have is set up so that you don't get errors when you do like your AP invoice and those kinds of things. I'm going to set up a very basic one, and I'm just going to call it IT supplies. And for here, I'm just going to say it's 100% because I'm not actually going to spread this out. I'm going to just set up the financial dimensions, and I'm just going to randomly pick some here, and then we'll do our little test to make sure they're okay. I'm going to, yeah, why not? We'll just put something in all of them. But again, real life, you may not populate all of them. It just depends on how you have your system set up. But I want you to see this as an example. All right, so that looks good. So I'm going to duplicate my tab at the top. And I'm going to go into Pending Vendor Invoices. Now, again, the thought is you may have a purchase order. You can do that. But here's the thing. When you do a pending vendor invoice for a procurement category, as you know, procurement categories do not allow you to set up default financial dimensions. If you're using items, you can set up your default dimensions, but if you're using procurement categories, you can't. So you're constantly rekeying this stuff over and over and over again. But if you do, let me just do a little test here and show you. When we do our invoice, I'm just going to pick an invoice account. I think I have one out here. Okay, and then we'll just say T for today. All right, so now I'm going to just add a line. And again, if you have a purchase order in here, you can, for your procurement categories, you can do that as well. I just don't have a PO. All right. We're just going to say it's one each. And we'll just say it's $100. Okay, fine. All right, now here we go. So down here at the bottom under financial dimensions, you can see template ID. Well, guess what? This is that list. So if I'm doing that procurement category and I know it's IT supplies, if I picked IT supplies, then it's going to set the financial dimensions. Now here's what's a little bit tricky is it doesn't populate them here. You can't see them here, but if you want to see what it populated, you go under financials, and then you'll be able to say to distribute amounts. And there, that's where you'll see those financial dimensions that I populated in that template. You can see here that these are populated. Okay, so now if we go down here again, and let's change this to something else. We can do this advertising one. So now we'll go up here to financials, distribute amounts. We should see it broken out. And you can see it's broken out based upon those percentages that we had in the template. So that's what it does. And I found that really, really helpful because I always struggled with procurement categories because it frustrated me a bit that I couldn't default my financial dimensions. But this is a way that you can kind of manage that. Just set up your templates for maybe your different things. Maybe it's IT supplies, or it's MRO parts, or it's whatever. Then it'll save you the time from having to create these different combinations manually. So I hope you find that to be really helpful.